here in the matter of State of Indiana on the relation of the Honorable Sonya Mooris, Judge of the East Chicago City Court versus Gilda Orange et al., 45 CO1 1302 PL 12. Mr. Bauer appears for the defendants, and Mr. Schmall for the relator. Where are we at? Did we get it settled?
No.
No? We get close?
Depends on what you mean by close.
Judge, you said that very well.
No settlement, huh? Not even close?
Let me tell you that the total amount of the budget shortfall for the calendar year 2013 is $65,000. That's the lawsuit's amount. And we met with Judge DeWine from about 1:15 to 5:15 on Thursday, and didn't really get any headway. The judges, that is, Judge DeWine made recommendations to Mr. Bauer and made recommendations to me, and that's we're just not there.
No.
Judge, we do have a pretrial order. I've already provided copies of my exhibits to John. He's going to email me his this afternoon.
This afternoon, first thing in the morning.
Okay. We have discussed the witnesses. You weren't going to put the judge on.
I am going to.
Defense is probably not going to have that many. Our main witness is going to be Carl Sender, who prepared a comparison report. John, how long do you think your case is going to take?
Well, hopefully, Your Honor, if we start at 9 o'clock-ish on Wednesday, I'm not quite certain whether I want to read in a 30D6 deposition of the counsel, but we should be done by noon, except for that deposition, unless you'd like to have the deposition just in written form. I mean, I've tried a couple cases where reading in depositions at a bench trial, the judge thought it was a waste of
And I can read it if you know.
And you can read it as well as I can. Probably better.
You can read it almost in half of the time, as opposed for it to be spoken.
So I would think if we don't finish in the morning and we just publish the deposition, ask Your Honor to consider it, we should be done by maybe one witness in the afternoon, but it should be done by, we should be done early afternoon. Steve is just putting on Mr. Sender. I would think we should be able to finish. It sounds like my last visit with my granddaughter. But we should be able to finish certainly on Wednesday.
Okay. So if I understand, you're $65,000 apart. Is that what?
That's what the shortfall is for this year, Your Honor. And that was going to. There's been some question about it, and I talked to Mary Hagler, who's the judge's chief person, and she conferred with Rob Johnson, who is somebody over in the Comptroller's office, and Rob confirmed on Friday that the actual amount of money necessary to pay the salaries is $65,000. The judges moved some other money around, or the controllers moved other money around. It's $65,000 for the salaries of 20.
Salaries of people that are already employed?
Yes.
Yes.
And what the council wants to cut those salaries, is that, or eliminate the people, is that what?
No, what the council did, Judge, in the fall of 2012, they simply reduced the total court budget by $83,000. The council did not attempt to tell the judge how to run her court, who she needed to employ or fire or reduce hours or go to part-time or cut benefits. The council, felt that was inappropriate, as the judge is a separately elected official, and that the council's only responsibility and authority was to set the budget. How the judge spends the budget is her decision.
What's the total budget of the East Coast City Court?
That's a good question. I don't know the answer off the top of my head. The salary portion of the budget is $511,000, just the actual wages and salaries.
Okay. So we're going this Wednesday, is that when we're set?
Yes,
Day
Judge.
after tomorrow?
Day after tomorrow.
Okay. And you've exchanged everything, you're both ready, you've got everything ready?
I think,
Yes.
Subject to what Mr. Bauer and I just talked about in your presence, Your Honor, I'm going to furnish him copies of my exhibits tomorrow morning.
All right.
And then we've got the pretrial order. I've made one change, handwritten change on that. I'm prepared to execute it subject to that change if Mr. Bauer is.
Okay.
And we can furnish, Your Honor, the executed copy.
So you're going to have one witness, Mr. Small, the judge is going to testify?
No, I'm going to have more than that, Your Honor. I intend to the mayor proposed a budget for 2012 and 2013 that had a list of employees that were approved by the mayor for the court. Those are the employees that are actually employed by the court. And he also had the salaries for those employees. So the first witness I'm going to have is going to test Mrs. Hagler, who's the judge's right-hand person.
Administrator?
Right. The administrator, Michelle Williams, had been ill for quite a period of time and took a buyout, so Mrs. Hagler sort of does everything. She's a community service person. But anyway, she's going to testify about the employees of the court, that those are the ones that are listed in the mayor's budget ordinance, and that the salaries that the employees are actually receiving are what was slotted by the mayor in his proposed budget for 2012 and 2013. I also intend to have, at least I'm thinking about having Judge Randolph come over, since he'd been the judge before, and he knows the operation of the court, and can explain that part of it. If I'm still a little bit, whether I want to do that or not, I'm making a decision about that. Mrs. Leonard, the city clerk, or her chief assistant, who record all the meetings of the Common Council, I've asked them to look at the council minutes from 2004, when Judge Mooris first took office, up to and including 2011, to see whether there was anything on the minutes of the council meetings that were suggested that the judge ought to reduce her budget, or that the budget was extravagant or outlandish. There is no such mention in any of the minutes. I've asked Jim Bernard from Valparaiso University, he's an emeritus now at Valparaiso University, to do a comparison since Mr. Bowers, but the council's financial advisor has compared the operation of the East Chicago City Court to Hobart, Maryville, and Cherville. And I want Mr. Bernard, or Dr. Bernard, to give a further explanation of the differences in those three courts, and then Judge Morris will testify. And if there's a question about how much money is available to the city, the city controller sent a letter to Mrs. Hagler saying that the gaming fund had $12,998,000 in it as of October 31st, 2012, and the $6 million was transferred to the general fund for the operation of the city. So that's basically my...
Mr. Bauer, how many do you plan on calling?
Judge, right now, probably Carl Cinder. It's possible that the president of the council, Lenny Francisci, will fill in some of the open issues. For example, Judge, and the court, Your Honor, already knows this. The salary ordinance that's always adopted by the council isn't really considered the budget. They adopt a salary ordinance that sets the salaries for the various slotted people, and that's not really done, part and parcel with the budget. It's always done with a separate document. But we'll probably, if it gets to our case by 1:30, 2 o'clock Wednesday afternoon, we should be done by the end of the day.
Okay.
Much of this, I would share with the court, is not in dispute. I mean, we all know that East Chicago gets a substantial amount of gaming funds. So on the financial end, there's not, a lot of dispute or disagreement.
Well, you agree that the city has the money? Is that
I agree that the city transferred around $6 million in 2012 into the operating fund in order to be able to pay all the expenses. Our evidence would indicate that there's been a pattern of reduction over the last 3 years of using gaming funds in order to run the city for all kinds of reasons, which will be summarized.
Okay. All right.
Could I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you. I submit to the court the proposed pre-trial order with Mr. Bauer and I will execute.
Okay.
We each have copies of this.
All right.
If we need to send a copy.
Okay, then we'll see you Wednesday morning.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay.
Would have to be snapped up.